Hi, I'm Dan Tudge, President of Endspace and Director of Sword Coast Legends, a D&D RPG that brings together the experience between players and a Dungeon Master. Today I'm joined by Tim Schwach, Sword Coast Legends Design Director.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing today, Tim?
I am doing well. I'm excited. Let's do it.
So today, Tim and I are going to show you one of our most anticipated features, campaign creation. Tim's going to create a campaign that we're going to play right after. Now, Tim knows how I feel about spiders, especially the big ones I've met since I moved from Canada down here to Florida. So he's going to create a story that focuses around the biggest, nastiest spider he can find, a demon web terror. Our adventure starts in Luskan, where we've been searching for Eridan, one of the missing members of our order, the Burning Dawn. Now, Eridan was on an escort mission up into the Lost Peaks, but hasn't been seen since. But we found a ranger called Gwen who may know his last known whereabouts. Now, Tim's already set up Luskan in his campaign, but we're going to need to create Gwen. Tim's going to go into the creature editor here and create a female elf ranger. Now, we all know Tim's pretty fond of a certain dual-wielding ranger.
I don't believe it's me that's fond of this ranger.
All right, maybe it's me.
Maybe obsessed is the word.
So Tim's going to equip Gwen with a pair of scimitars. So Tim will now place Gwen in our scene and give her our first quest. Now, Tim's already gone ahead and wrote all the different dialogue options for this quest. Now, here you can be as creative as you want, adding as much or as little detail as you desire. You can even live roleplay this as a DM. Now, we've got several options to assign this quest. We can do it on speak, on kill, on action. We're going to choose on speak. This way, when players talk to Gwen, they'll get their quest. Now, of course, the party may want to gear up before they go on this quest, so Tim's going to place a vendor in the scene. Now, every vendor needs a cart, so he'll add one of those too. Now that we've finished Luskan, it's time to create the next location in our story. Eridan was last seen in the Lost Peaks, so Tim's created a scene using our mountain tile set, but he could have just as easily picked something from any one of our other surface tile sets. Now, this location will open up on the player's map when they get their quest from Gwen. Now, this is a very nice wintry cabin. Tim often teases me that he imagines I grew up in a place just like this in Canada. But it's not nearly sinister enough for our story. So we're going to start by changing the weather to something like lightning storm. And then we'll change the time of day to nighttime. Tim's really been inspired by the upcoming Rage of Demons content, so he's created his own set of demon cultists. Now here he's gone through and edited every one of these creatures, changing their background, their equipment, abilities, stats, and appearance, right down to their skin tones and the color of their robes. Now, the next part of our story is going to take place inside this cabin. But before we do that, Tim wants to set up an ambush with his cultists. He's going to select the encounter, change it to ambush, set it to hard, and then move this ambush trigger to right in front of the door. Now, when players approach this cabin, they'll be ambushed by Tim's cultists. Alright, now Tim's gone ahead and set up every prop in this room, even given them custom descriptions. He's got hundreds of props to choose from, and he can even have these items kick off quests if he wants. Those cards on that table could open up another location far across the Sword Coast. Now, Eridan's still missing, but it looks to me like his client wasn't so lucky. There's a lot of blood there, Tim.
We're working on something.
I'm thinking this guy died of a head wound. We'll have the discovery of this body, complete our first quest, and kick off a new quest that opens up the location of the cultist dungeon. We'll choose on action here, so that when the players search this body, their quests will update. And for a little added fun, Tim's gonna trap the body. Now it's time to set up the cultist dungeon, and Tim's gonna do this from scratch. Here he's going to generate a dungeon, changing the description, the title, the icon, the amount of floors, the theme, the size, the complexity, and of course the tile set and creature sets. He's chosen 2 of his custom creature sets, his cultists, and a set of spiders. And we're also going to tie the kill quest for the Demon Web Terror to this dungeon.
Ooh, scary. You ever seen anything like that?
Every day in my garage, Tim. Now that Tim's got a dungeon he's happy with, he can start to customize it. He can do things like hide this area with a secret door. He can even hide this chest, setting a spot difficulty check so that players will have to search the room to find this chest. He can also go through and edit the default encounters, changing their difficulty, the type of encounter, and even moving the individual creatures within those encounters. And of course he can place traps. Tim loves to place traps. He's placed the trap right in front of the ambush trigger. In the secret room, Tim? Really?
They'll never see it coming. So one of my favorite parts of campaign creation is creating custom encounters. Now Tim's going to turn off the default encounter and create an encounter entirely from scratch. He's going to start by decorating the room. He's got hundreds of props to choose from. So what are you inspired by today there, Tim? I believe today I'm going to be inspired by your high school prom.
Nice. Well, that is true. My prom did end in a ritual.
I've heard stories of Canadian proms. Actually, I haven't. No one talks about them.
All right. So, again, Tim's got hundreds and hundreds of props to choose from, and maybe he's been inspired by one of his homebrew campaigns or his favorite module, or maybe even a story that he's read. Tim could spend all day.
I might just.
Every service area can be fully customized.
Yeah.
Nice. Just like a Canadian prom.
This'll push over the top. I don't have a moose though. Sorry.
Well, these are 2 custom spiders from Tim's custom spider set. But what this really needs is a villain. Tim's going to go into his creature creator and work on this cult leader that he's got set up. Now this guy's particularly tough. Oh, Mr.
Fancy Pants? Well, that's not so tough. One of my favorite features is giving them their own spells and abilities. Now, these guys worship spiders, so we really should give them some poison spells.
Okay. Anything else?
Cloud Kill. It always reminds me of Baldur's Gate.
Now in the stats section, we can set a level offset. Mr. Fancy Pants will come in 2 levels above the average party level.
Now again, we can customize his entire appearance. We can even change out that mask, but
Well, that is the official cap and gown of a Canadian prom.
So we'll place our cult leader, Mr. Fancy Pants, in the scene. Now we can even promote Mr. Fancy Pants to make him an elite Mr. Fancy Pants. Tim takes one more look around the dungeon. Again, he can customize this entire dungeon or any of the surface areas that he chose to create. Now there's the Demon Web Terror. This is the boss of the dungeon. That's the biggest, nastiest spider Florida has to offer. And I think we're almost done.
You forgot Aridin.
Aridin. Full disclosure here, Aridin is my tabletop character, and as the games director, I get to write my characters into the game. Really, Tim? You couldn't use an NPC?
This is far funnier.
So it looks to me like Aridin is in the campaign, but he's going to be a little wrapped up. And there you have it. Campaign creation in Sword Coast Legends.
I think we're ready to go, Tim. Are you ready to play this?
Yeah, let's jump in. I'll DM.